A BBL booty and a natural working out booty is not the same.
Don't wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty. Don't wait on it tonight, I wanna get nasty. Don't wait on it tonight.
You've seen this how the video. Your girl is back again with another video. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on period and Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, your girl is coming back again with a updated Q&A. I honestly haven't done one of these since I moved in this apartment, which was back in November. So it's been a minute. And y'all know, y'all real nosy, and a lot of things have been changing in my life. And I was just like, let me go ahead and get the... But I asked y'all to ask me a few questions on my community tab. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and answer them. I did go ahead and screenshot a few of them. A few of them I'm going to look over because I want to give y'all a story time. I know a lot of y'all were asking questions about like relationships with friends and like updated relationships with like people that I mentioned in story times. I'll give y'all updated story times on a few of them, so I'm gonna just skip over it. So if I skip over your question, it's no beef because I know how you girls like to tussle, but I skipped over it for a good reason because it's gonna be a story time. So the first question that I got was from my girl Sadiddy Ken. Hey Ken. I love Ken. Ken is just like a super big supporter. Like, she's always on my videos, she's always supporting. But she was just like, what's the craziest experience you had while dating last year? What have you learned about yourself since moving to Texas into she said to a new state, but y'all know I'm in Texas. So it's honestly been a lot of crazy dating experience. And why is my phone dying? As soon as I'm about to do this video, it wants to die. I'm literally going 8%, y'all. So if my phone die, then I'll do a part 2 of this video. But one of the craziest dating experiences that I had since I've moved here was honestly the time I told y'all I went on a date with the guy from, I believe he was from Killeen. He was in the military, and then on the date, he was yelling at me. He was going through my phone. He threatened to leave me on the date. Like, if you know, you know. I'm gonna post a story time right here, but that was like one of my craziest dating experiences. I told y'all that was a 12-hour date. I had never experienced anything like that. Like, I honestly think, like, no funny-ish, but I think he was like mentally just not, he wasn't there. Like, something was wrong. He probably had PTSD. He probably suffered from bipolar disorder, or something was just not connecting in his psyche, because the stuff that he was doing on the date, it was just very abnormal, y'all. And I was honestly, I was a little scared. But yeah, that was my craziest date. Something I've learned new about myself. I learned that I'm very fearless, y'all. Like, since I've moved here, like before when I was back in Florida, I suffered from a scarcity mindset. Like, I remember exactly what I'm doing now and how I'm doing it is what I said I would never do a year ago. Like a year ago, or maybe a little over a year ago, I just remember sitting in my sunroom in my last apartment, and I was talking to my former boyfriend, and I was just saying like, oh wow, like it was a let me give y'all the backstory. So a girl had posted, she was on TikTok, and she had like 10K on TikTok, and she was saying that she was quitting her job, and she was just gonna basically live off of TikTok and YouTube. And yeah, she was just being a full-time entrepreneur, and she was just gonna dive in and take a leap on faith. And I remember seeing her following, and I was just like, I wouldn't do that without like 1 million followers. Like, I would never just take a leap of faith and just quit my job without, you know, without a backup plan. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that. And I thought she was a little insane for doing that. And look at me now, like a year later, I'm doing exactly what she did. And the only thing that changed was my mindset. So my biggest thing was when I moved to Texas, I transitioned the way I thought. Because when I was in Orlando, I had a very scarcity mindset, y'all. I honestly just felt like things were not going to work out. I was very pessimistic about a lot of things. But when I moved here and I accomplished this big jump by moving to a new state by myself without any family or friends or without a job lined up, when I first did that, that kind of just switched the game. I'm just like, Asia, you did it. And then I went on my first big trip this year. I went to South Africa by myself. Like, I still can't believe I traveled on a plane over 24 hours. I think it was a 34 hours total. When I did that by myself, and I felt I just felt so liberated, y'all. I just felt so brave, and I just felt so fearless, and I just felt like nothing could stop me. Like, this move, it really switched everything for me, and I honestly feel like I can do anything. Like, seriously, like, you know how when you grow up they'll be like, oh, you can be anything you want, you can do anything you want, and I never really believed that, but now I really feel like I can do anything I want, and I actually believe it. Like, I'm not just saying it. Like, everything that I wanted last year or the year before or what I imagined is happening in my life in a different way. Like, it's happening greater than what I would have imagined it. So I would think that's the biggest thing that switched since I've been in Texas, my mindset. Someone was like, how long do you feel like the talking stage, she put it in quotations, the talking stage should be? When I come to Houston, we can hang out. Yes, Sierra girl, we definitely can hang out. Okay, so growing up, I used to put a limit on it. I used to say the talking stage should be no more than, at that time, I believe I said it should be no more than 3 months. But the older I get, I just learned that every person is different. You kind of have to go with the flow. Like, for example, you could be dating a guy for like, you could be dating him for maybe 2 weeks, and you can hang out with him every single day for that 2 weeks. Y'all can be really getting to know each other. And by the 3rd week, you can be ready to like go ahead and tie it in a knot and be in a relationship with him. Like, you ready to throw away the key. And then you could be talking to another guy where y'all been talking for 2 weeks, and you don't feel connected to him. You don't feel like you know anything about him. Like, I just honestly feel like it's not a time limit. It's very it's like based on the person. So depending who the person is and how connected and how the chemistry is and how y'all align, that's how long the talking stage should be. Before, when I was growing up, I would say probably, I stopped thinking this way, I believe my junior year of college, when I met my former boyfriend. He really changed everything for me. Like, it was something that switched. I remember one day we were in the kitchen and we were having a conversation, and he was saying women aspire to be wifed up and be a wife, and you know how they glorify being a wife and not being a HOE, a 304. But do you really have the mental capacity to be a wife? Like, do you really know what it takes to be a wife? Or are you just being a wife because society tells you that you should be a wife? So when we had that conversation, like, it was a really deep conversation we had, and he switched everything. And I'm like, you're right. Like, at that time, I was 24 years old, and I'm just like, dang, do I really want to be a wife at 24? Like, I was in that period of my life, I felt like I was doing all the wifey duties, and I did it, but I didn't really want to be a wife. So he kind of just switched everything. So we shouldn't really focus on how long something should be or this or this. Like, you shouldn't let people put guidelines on things. Even on a previous video, some girl commented on my video, and she was like, ladies, I live by this. It's a rule of thumb. Don't give the kitty up until after the 10th day. And there's nothing wrong with her comment, because if those are her morals and that's how she wants to live her life, that's completely fine. But it's not like there is no one answer to everything. There is no one way to do something and your life just works out. Because on the 11th date, he could show his true colors, his a-hole, and it not work out. Or you could pop that thing open on the first day like a can of tuna, and you can be married. That could be your husband. So don't put limitations and so many, like, just don't restrict yourself when it comes to stuff like that. If you want to do something, just do it. Because I used to be the same way. I used to be like, well, I'm not doing this and this until this happens. And there's nothing wrong with you setting boundaries, but just live a little. Like, don't be so fixated on, like, we've been talking for 3 months, so you should be my man. Do you want him to be your man after 3 months? Like, do you even want him to be your man? Like, that's another thing. I started to look at relationships different. Every person that I come in contact with, they're not going to be my man. Some people just going to be good for company. Some people just going to be good just to be friends. Some people just going to be good to go out. Like, every person you meet in your life, they're not going to be your man. Like, don't address every situation as, oh, this one's going to be the one. This one's going to be the one. And I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like you go wrong when you do it that way. I feel like it depends on the person in the situation, and you shouldn't put a timeline on it. If you just want me to throw out an arbitrary number, I'm gonna just say it shouldn't take no more than 3 months. After 3 months, I feel like a person should know if they want to be in a relationship with you or not. But like I said, it's based on the person, the time, and there can be a lot of things that factor into that. But if you want a number, girl, I'm gonna give you 3 months. I'll say 3 months. Someone was saying tips on being confident in how you look naturally. With this, I would personally say, if you're insecure about how you look naturally, maybe you need to start to sit in that a little more. Because a few years ago, I want to say, like, I think I was a sophomore in college at this time, and I wasn't obsessed with makeup. I never been a very heavy makeup wearer, but I remember during this time, I wouldn't leave my dorm or my house or my apartment without putting on makeup. Like, I had to have on foundation, my eyebrows and my lashes had to be done. Like, I would never, like, now this Asia that gets on the internet barefaced and no makeup, no nothing, just like hops on the internet. The sophomore in college Asia, she wouldn't believe it. Like, if you would have told me 3-4 years ago that you would be hopping on the internet, being comfortable being in front of a camera with no makeup on and people looking at your imperfections and your blemishes, like, I would have, yeah, I wouldn't believe it. But the only way I got to this point is because I faced myself. I sat with myself, and I'm just like I don't need makeup. Even though at that time I internally felt like I did need makeup because I just didn't feel comfortable. And it's so weird now. Anytime I do heavy beats on myself, y'all, that's another reason why y'all notice I stopped wearing lashes. If y'all go back and watch my old videos, Asia was a heavy lash wearer. Like, I wouldn't leave the house without my lashes on. But now I'm so used to and comfortable seeing myself naturally that I don't feel the need to wear lashes, or I don't feel the need. So I would say tips on being confident in how you look naturally is, even when you don't feel confident about yourself, even when you think you're ugly or you don't like the way you look, sit in it. Force yourself to go out naturally without makeup, without weave, without a wig. Like, just force yourself to do it. And then eventually you'll get so accustomed and used to doing it. When you finally do try to put on makeup and stuff, you might feel like, like, I don't even look like me. Like, I don't even like this version of me. Like, just sit in it, if that makes sense. Well, that's kind of how I transition, and I'm okay, and I'm confident being beat face, natural face, no makeup face, like 2 a.m. face. Like, I'm just comfortable with me at all stages now. Another comment was, what's the biggest accomplishment in your life so far? This is actually a recent one, and it may not be big to y'all, but I'm finally in a position where I can help and give back to, like, loved ones and my family. Like, a family member, like, recently it's been a lot of times where family members or friends or people have been calling me, asking me, don't be a weirdo, y'all, because I don't want to say this and y'all be in my DMs, Asia, can I hold out? Like, you can't, because I don't even know you like that. My camera literally died mid-video. So the last question I got, and now this one trying to die. So the last question I got was, what has been the biggest accomplishment in your life so far? And I didn't even know that this was an accomplishment until recently. Like, it's just a feeling that it's just undescribable, y'all. It's been able to give when a person needs something, like when a family member or a loved one needs something and you actually have it to give. Like, God bless you to be a blessing for someone else. Like, when you can be a blessing for someone else financially, it just feels really amazing. Like I can't even describe it. It's undescribable. Like, I can't even really put it into words. But when you're able to be a vessel to someone in a time of need, and it's not just like they're asking for it. Let me give y'all an example. Say, for example, this is out of a ballpark example, y'all. This example is far-fetched. But for example, say if you had a sister, or I don't know, a boyfriend, or somebody that needed a lung transplant, or they needed a kidney, or they just needed like a vital body part, and you were their match. Like, you was their match. Like, you could give them that, and when you gave them that gave them life. Like, you know, they really needed this in the time, and you were able to provide that. Like, God blessed you with something, you was able to bless somebody else with something. Like, that feeling has been recently one of my biggest accomplishments. It's not graduating from school, it's not hitting financial goals, it's not it's not any of that. It's that feeling. Like, that feeling when you're able to help a loved one, it's it's really undescribable, but that would be what I would say one of my biggest accomplishments have been so far. Another question somebody said, we're going to skip that one. We'll do that one for a story time. Did you get support from your loved ones when you decided to move to States? Of course, my family did not want me to leave because they thought it was insane for me to want to move. Like, I think it's like 15 hours away. Florida is 15 hours away from Texas. So initially they were supportive. Like, my family, like, literally, y'all, all I had to do was get on a plane, and my family towed my car here. They towed all of my furniture here, all of my belongings. All I literally had to do was just get on the plane and just show up here, and they helped me move into my apartment. So they were supportive, but initially, I don't want to say they weren't supportive. I just want to say that they did not want me to move. That's all I'm going to say. But when it came down to it and I stood on my decision and I told them I was leaving, they got with the program. I got my U-Haul. I got everything set up, and yeah. And I also have like moving vlogs when I first moved here. If y'all want to like follow me on that journey, I'll link those videos down below. But yeah, overall they were supportive. Have you made more friends in Texas? How is Texas? I love Texas. Texas definitely feels like Florida to me. Definitely one of the best decisions that I feel like I've made for my life. And when it comes to friends, y'all, I'm at the stage in my life where I'm content with the amount of friends that I have now. Like, I've been super busy lately, and I was just talking to my homegirl about this. I was telling her that I appreciate that she's a low maintenance friend. Like, I'm in a stage in my life where I don't have time to grow new friendships. The only time I really have is to maintain friendships. Like, when it comes to meeting new people and watering those friendships and building that trust, that's cool and dandy only if you a low maintenance friend. But if you're not a low maintenance friend, if you feel like we have to text every 2 days, we got to be on the phone, or you think if I don't call you back or don't text you back, I'm moving funny, or if you end up calling me more than I'm calling you, like, it's an issue. Like, I'm at the stage in my life where I can't deal with that. So a lot of people, I have been getting a lot of inquiries for new friends in Texas. A lot of my subscribers live in Texas, and I'm actually hanging out with a subscriber this upcoming week. Actually, we're doing a little, I think we're doing a little spa date. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we're doing something. Hey girl, if you're watching this video. But basically what I'm saying is I don't have time for any high maintenance friends in my life right now. So I haven't even really been trying to make new friends. Or even when I said I was trying to make new friends, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I wasn't really trying to make new friends, because people would reach out to me and I would respond, and I would just, you know, not really put in effort to, like, you know, take it any further or take it outside the DMs. I have friends where I have to talk, well, I talk to them literally every 2-3 months, and when we talk, there's no bad blood. Like, the love has never been lost. Like, everything just clicked. Like we never talk. Like, those are the type of friends that I have in my life, and those are the type of friends that I can handle right now. High maintenance friends, I can't do it. It's a lot. It's like literally having a relationship, y'all. Well, it is a relationship, but y'all know what I mean. It's a little too much. What was your best vacation? My best vacation was South Africa. Tops, like, nothing beat that. The food, the people, the culture, like, the best vacation. Any tips for young adults who want to move to Texas? I have a video on this, girl. I will link it down below. I gave y'all all types of tips. I explained my whole moving process, how I saved money, what pushed me to move, like, things that motivated me to move. Like, I have a whole video on that. I'll link it down below. Someone said how to deal with toxic family members. I would just say don't. It's unfortunate, but just don't. Like, just don't. Like, life is too short to be dealing with people that bring you down. Don't. Someone say getting over being used or cheated on. Personally, I never been in a relationship where I was cheated on that I know of, because y'all know how these ninjas are. But I personally never been in a relationship that I knew that I had been cheated on. So I don't personally know how to deal with that. But what I would say is forgive. In order for you to actually, like, move on, you have to really forgive a person. And I know it may be hard, and they lied to you, they cheated on you, they deceived you, but you have to forgive. In order for you to move on, you really have to just sit in your thoughts, live in your emotions, and just forgive that individual. That doesn't mean that individual has to still be in your life. You have to still see them or talk to them. You can cut them out of your life, but forgive them. And don't just say, oh, you forgive them, but they blocked and blah, blah, blah. But actually forgive them, because in the end of the day, you only hurting yourself. Like when people are scorn women, they've been cheated on, and they take that baggage to every relationship, like you're literally hurting yourself. Forgive that man, accept it, live in those emotions, give yourself time to heal. And yeah, that's how I would deal with it if I was cheated on. I would forgive the individual that cheated on me. How society body shames women with natural bodies but also surgery bodies. When it comes to that, I honestly just feel like do what you want to do. Like if you want a BBL, a tummy tuck, a mommy makeover, liposuction, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, people are going to talk. Like, girl, do what you want to do. Like, just do you, boo. Do you, because if you get a BBL, people gonna shame you, talk about how I look bad. Oh, I loved her natural. And then when you was natural, those same people will comment on your body saying that your titty bigger than your lip. Like, y'all know how people are. Like I've told y'all, I even had somebody personally DM me before saying, giving me like a backhanded compliment saying like, oh, your boobs are too big for your body. You're really not that big, but your boobs make you look fat, or like something wild and crazy. And it's just like, who are you to even think that your opinion mattered to me? Like, just do what make you happy. And I do want to say a little more about the BBL thing. This is not even called for me to say, but y'all just have to say it. But I really hate when people tell people to do squats and to work out, and like because I've been seeing it like hella lately. Like y'all know BBL is a whole epidemic. Everyone's running to get one right now. So every time I see a video of somebody getting a BBL or someone that has got a BBL and people are commenting on their body, everyone in the comment section, they're like, oh, you could have just worked out. You could have just worked. Y'all, let's be for real. A BBL booty and a natural working out booty is not the same thing, because I have a natural thick firm booty from working out, but if I want a big, voluptuous dunk, I'm not gonna get that in the gym. Like, it's based on genetics. Somebody else may be able to build that in the gym, but everyone's not gonna be able to build that. The only way they can get that is with a BBL, like, going under the knife. Like, if you work out, you'll have a nice booty. I can't deny that. But a big booty, you're not going to have that. So if you want a BBL or if you want a big booty, then BBL would be the route. And I'm not promoting BBLs because I personally don't think I would ever get a BBL. But then again, like I said, I already have a nice little, God bless me with a little something to work with. But if I was flat, like a pancake, then I might have, like, let people do what they want to do. I need to move on from my ex. I'm happy with my guy, but I keep thinking about him. Not in it I miss him way, more like I want him to break an arm or something. Girl, be for real. I thought you was asking for something. Somebody was like, haters on the glow up. Like, for what? Haters on the glow up? I don't know what you mean by that, but if you're saying you want to glow up on a hater, the best way you can glow up on a hater is do you. Like, it's crazy, because it's so crazy, y'all. Just do you. All the girls, I tell y'all in plenty of story times before, in high school, I was like the most disliked. Like, y'all, bitches hated my soul, did not like me. And it was due to a lot of things that was just out of my control. Like, it had to do with guys and boys and chit chat and he said, she said. But literally all of those girls that claim they didn't like me in high school, they're commenting under my videos. They're DMing me saying blah, blah, blah. Congratulations on this, that, and that. Liking pictures, heart eye. Like, just do you. Like, do you. Don't worry about what a hater is doing or what somebody don't like you do. Just do you. And if you doing you, eventually they gonna see that you doing you. And if you glowing up, you glowing up. And if they don't see it, they don't see it. Because why? You doing it for you. So it don't matter anyway. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I don't think about haters. I personally don't care when it comes to people that hate me. Like, I just I don't give haters my energy, y'all. I just can't. So let me do one last one. One last one. Let's make it good. A good one. Someone's asking what I do for fun. That's not good. Let's make it spicy. Y'all ain't really give me nothing. Y'all ain't give me nothing. Y'all ain't give me nothing. I'm gonna just choose this one. Someone said traveling safely as a solo lady. I'm planning a weekend solo trip to another state this summer. Okay, girl, let me go ahead and give you a few tips. One of my tips that I recently learned, I don't know if you're going to, did she say another country? She just said she was traveling. Oh, she said new state. New state. Did she say new state? Yeah, she's going to another state. Most states in the US that I know of, they have Uber. So when you book in an Uber by yourself, definitely if it's late at night, once you search for the Uber, you click confirm your location and it's it's loading and your Uber is coming. Once the person information comes up, click on their picture and on their profile, it'll show you how many stars they have and how many reviews they have. Because I know y'all hear crazy stories all the time about people getting abducted and, you know, molested and, you know, sex trafficking and all this craziness going on by, like, you know, third party Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, driving services, taxis and all of that stuff. Make sure the person that you're driving with, not saying, I just feel like most likely if they have a high rating and they have like over 500 rides or something, like a crazy number, then they doing their job. They do it for a living. But if they only have like 1 or 2 stars, or even if they have 5 stars and they have like less than like 30 rides, I wouldn't get in the car with them. That's tip number 1. Another tip when it comes to traveling, just be very vigilant, girl. Just be on your P's and Q's, because I can't tell you how many people was trying to, like, that's why I didn't really even want to tell the internet that I was going to South Africa by myself. Like, I didn't disclose that it was a solo trip until I got back. So another thing, if you're going somewhere solo, don't be on the internet. Like, I see your name, I'm not gonna say your name, but don't be on the internet telling people you going on a solo trip. Do your trip even when you on your trip and people asking you, are you there alone? Or don't answer, like, you know, praise yourself about it when you get back, when you make it back. Don't put that you want on a solo trip. 3, just live in the moment. Like, don't be too in your head about it. Don't be too nervous about it, because 9 times out of 10, people don't know you from a new state. People don't know that you there vacationing. People just thinking like, oh, this is just a random girl. Like, when I was in on my solo trip, the first day I was like in my head about it, to the point where I really couldn't enjoy myself. I was thinking like I remember being at the beach, because my first time I'm at the beach with myself. I'm trying to get in the water and really enjoy myself, but I'm too worried about somebody grabbing my phone, grabbing my bag, grabbing my beach towel, stealing from me. And it's just like, no one knows that. Like, the lady beside you could be your mom or your auntie, and she could be watching your bag. People can think that y'all related, but I'm so worried about all the wrong things happening or bad things happening that I couldn't really live in the moment my first day. So just let your hair down a little bit, girl, and don't be just so uptight. Be friendly, talk to people. Like, people tell me that I'm too friendly all the time when I go on vacation, but just be friendly, talk to people. That's what life is about. Make a connection. Like, you know, just live a little. But I think that's it, y'all. It's really late. Your girl is tired. I'm about to get ready and take this makeup out, take this wig down. And yeah, girls, ooh, I'm tired, y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much it in this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all would like another updated Q&A, please let me know. Definitely can do one for y'all, because this one, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to make it a little informative, a little interesting, but y'all was real boring. Maybe I should have asked on Instagram, because I ain't want to ask on Instagram, because y'all be in my business on Instagram. If you follow me on there, y'all be in my business real bad. So I was just like, let me just put it on my YouTube community tab. I got a few questions, and it was kind of dry. Like, y'all didn't really give too much. But again, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace. Mwah.